tonight. From First Energy Stadium in
Two 1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Looking to throw right away is Watson. It's complete. It's Gore. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Faking the give. Now Watson. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone. Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Watson looks to throw again. Open man is Jordan, the tight end. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 38-yard line. Now it's Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson, he's got Gore. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 18. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. First carry for Nick Chubb. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And the Browns are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's...
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Browns put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterback shake-off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
I'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. Second and 6. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. On first down, he'll drop to throw. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And this, Charles, definitely Definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on third, Watson. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Now Chubb running right. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
From the 17, Watson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Watson got his tight end. That's complete. It's Ross. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Browns have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Staying on his feet. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, It's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They run again with Harris. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he stays up. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. They're going to try and throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half. I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit if they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now, light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in the red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
They'll run for it. Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And this one's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
It's caught by Jackson. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. It's Jackson again on the reception. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to throw again. High throw, but the catch is made. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 13-yard line. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
This defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores.
Touchdown! Darnell Mooney, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. They'll try and throw for it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. He's at the 50. The 30. Boy, that got pretty close to disaster. Going for 2, you cough it up. They almost returned it all the way to the other end for 2 for themselves.
You think a lecture on ball security is in order here? Because and it's not just taking care of it, is what you just talked about. What can result when you don't take care of it? They almost gave up a score.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Watson. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw is Watson. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. To the air yet again, Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where you see the final score there. Devin Duvernay, well over 100 yards with 2 touchdown catches to boot. From there, let's head up to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Lamar Jackson, sharp in the victory, as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Zach Wilson, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fields it right around the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. Let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the Browns' 29-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Here's Watson. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play that time for Cleveland. And even 60 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Chubb is in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
After the interception, here's Watson. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Watson now to throw. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Cooper.
And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They'll run with Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch.
And the Browns extend their lead yet again.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized. Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he is going to lose yardage here. And quickly they get to the line. Flushed out right.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case,
and for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off.
There he goes right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception. navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage. This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. That one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
He finds Pickens over the middle, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Looking to throw.
There's Mooney with another catch.
And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that.
On the strip, the ball comes out. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball.
This has been a long drive. You know that defense, they're craving to get off the field. They were able to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
Yeah, and on the offensive side of the ledger, they were thinking about how do we punctuate this drive with 6, right? Make it an exclamation point. Instead, you got to put a question mark next to this drive now after the fumble, even though they recovered it.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this Browns defense stands tall.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From his goal line here, Watson. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Now this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And again, it's Chubb. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Make that now 3 straight 2-yard gains.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
The Browns send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. That's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And now here is another interception.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Gets this out wide to Pickens.
8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw now on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10 again from the 41. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man complete. That's Bush. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Got an open man. It's Pickens.
And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed he did not. They stopped. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. It's complete. It's Gore. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And they take a knee. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just